As you know from my previous videos, I am the first sports handicapping professional to advocate playing with the house and not against it. This would be a highly polarizing stance if I hadn't produced the highest ROIs in the nation over the past 17 months. It is said that every long journey starts with one small step. That is true for my daily journey of following what Las Vegas is doing with the lines on each day's games. There are 3 important lines to identify and understand for every potential wager you can make, whether it be a wager on a particular team or the total for the game. The first line for a specific wagering opportunity is called the look-ahead line, and that is published before the close of games the day or night before. In football, the look-ahead lines might be published on Saturday night or Sunday morning for the following week's games, while in baseball, basketball, and hockey, they are normally published prior to the end of the day before. You can research various free sources on the internet for the look-ahead lines. I use a combination of a few sources to create blended look-ahead lines, but an easier start for most could be a site called OddsShark. The OddsShark opening line typically reflects the look-ahead line very well, or you can use an old, very established line from overseas called CRIS, which is an acronym for Costa Rica International Sports. Most early lines actually originate from there. The second line for the particular wager under consideration is the actual opening line. Again, there are multiple possibilities to choose from. As earlier, I use a blended number, but you could choose any site, such as Sportsbook Review. They have a significant lag time for line updates, but that does not apply to the opening line. And finally, you need to know the current line. Again, you can use a blended line or choose your favorite sportsbook that seems to reflect the majority. Currently, I use the MGM line since it's widely available and very stable. All 3 numbers must be factored into your wagering decisions. After you obtain all 3 lines and write them down for the games of interest, you need to find out the money flow for each game. Again, I use a blended average of various sources, but I would recommend Action Network to start. Normally, this can even be free information for you if you have an MGM betting account. I do not recommend numbers based on non-Las Vegas betting patterns, as other states' numbers can be more variable and actually quite misleading. The fact is that books operating in various states other than Nevada reflect a lot of bias from players in those states. In some cases, the differences can be dramatic and costly. In any event, for each game, there are 2 numbers to focus on. The first is the total number of tickets written on a side or total, and the second number is the proportion of money on that side or total. For example, let's look at a recent game between the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers had 36% of the tickets written on them and 38% of the total money, whereas the Golden State Warriors had 64% of the tickets written with 62% of the money. With many games showing wagering lines in the 80% and 90% range, during our next video, I will show you why this more mundane line screamed that Golden State was a must play. When you look at 3 odds lines for each potential bets and how that money is moving, that is the key to learning how to play with the house and not against it. Or better, the key to being a big winner or not. Please note that my insights are offered without any endorsements. My focus is solely on sharing what has worked for me personally, and remember, it's crucial to conduct thorough research to find sportsbooks and betting lines that you are comfortable with.